Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Cars 2 modding tutorial. So, last video, I showed you guys how to apply a character's actual string name. I showed you guys how to remove the car name, how to implement the car description, and the unlock status of a character. But in this video, I'm now going to teach you how to add your own icons to the game. So, the first thing I want to let you know is that there are some tools that you're going to need for this. The tools you're going to need for this are C2DI tools or Cars 2 Disney Infinity tools, whatever. I've covered this in basically every video. It's an essential tool. You're going to need it for basically every tutorial, for everything you do in the game. You're going to need it. If you don't know how to use it or don't know how to get it, I will link the C2DI tools tutorial in the description below. That video will show you how to use it and where to get it from. The second tool you're going to be needing is Offsetting Windows EXE. So this is the tool that allows you to decode, encode OCTs, .mir files, all that good stuff. It also allows you to edit the localization of the game, as shown in the previous tutorial on my channel. It allows you to do a lot of things in this game that will make the game feel a lot more complete. But I've already covered a tutorial on that, how to use it, how to install it. So I will link that in the description below just in case you will need it. And last but not least, you will need some sort of coding software or a notepad sort of software so you can edit the files that I'm about to teach you about in a couple minutes. So the first thing you want to do is head over to your game's assets folder. So here I am. I'm at Cars 2 Assets. And you want to head over to UI. The UI folder hosts basically most of the menu UI and textures for the game. You have the car icons as stated here, the game's badges / achievements. You have the icons for loading screens, for track screenshots, the track preview screenshots, and a bunch of other things. But the two places we're going to be focusing on today are car icons and this UI.zip. So here's where we're going to start off. We're going to start off in car icons, in the car icons folder. Inside of the car icons folder, there's going to be a car icons.zip. You're going to want to extract that. Once that's extracted, you go into it. And this hosts all of the in-game icons for every character in the game. So as you can see here, we have, Tommy Joe from Project Trilogy. We have Sushi Pity, which is a base game character. Stall Instructor, which is Chuki, also a base game character. We have Zundap Young and Zundap as well. All the characters that I have in my game. However, there is one character in my game that I do not have an icon for, and that is the character that I covered previously in my last video, McQueen RRC Xmas, or McQueen Xmas, whatever you want to call him. That mod was made by MSR. I'm just using it as an example here in this tutorial. So, as you can see here, if I scroll down to McQueen, his icon isn't present here. So I'm going to show you how to get his icon in the game. So you want to download the mod's assets, whatever mod you're downloading, or even if you're combining mods, this will work for that as well. So you want to open the zip file, RAR file, whatever, for the corresponding mod that you're downloading. And here it is, Xmas Rusty's Racing Center Lightning McQueen. Right here are his assets. As you can see here, there's an LCT already, and there's a DDS. The DDS here is his actual icon. So let's just copy both of these things over and paste them. Let's paste them on our desktop for easy access. So as you can see right here, his icon just loaded in. We can open it, so we can see that this is actually his icon. So if you don't see the icon, make sure to download paint.net. This is the software that most of us use to create our icons. And as you can see right here, the icon is present. So yeah, make sure you download this software if you don't see the icons, because this is one of the only software that supports .dds. So here you have it. You're going to absolutely want to have this on your PC. As you can see here, like I stated, we have the OCT already. However, I'm going to show you how to make an OCT from scratch. I could simply drag and drop this in here, and it would essentially create the icon for you. However, I'm going to show you how to make it from scratch. So you want to grab offsetting windows, the tool that I've covered multiple times on this channel. I'm going to copy that. I'm not going to go into depth on how to use it here, since it's not very necessary. But basically what you're going to want to do is decode any one of these OCTs. It can be any of them. It doesn't matter which one it is. But to start off, you're going to want to open a terminal. You're going to want to type in offsetting or whatever your exe name is. Mine is just called offsetting.exe. So I'm just going to call it offsetting.exe here. You're going to type in OCT decode, since we're trying to decode an OCT like I stated earlier. And then you're going to want to do just any character. I'll do Vince, decode vince.oct, and you're going to want to output it as Vince. Don't forget this very important detail. If you want to decode the icon for the character, make sure to do -t after the OCT decode part. So you're going to do OCT decode -t, and then the character OCT, and then the character JSON. And then once you're done typing that out, you're going to want to press enter. And there you go, the textures have been extracted. So basically what you want to do now, if you scroll up or if you refresh, you see the textures right here. And boom, Vince's icon has appeared. However, we're not going to be messing with his icon. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening the JSON file that was outputted from the OCT. So let us open that. I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code to edit this. And this is the easiest thing in the world. The only thing you have to do here is replace the name Vince with your brand new character. So make sure that this name right here corresponds to the name that's in the game files. So McQueen Christmas's like file names is McQueen_RRC_Xmas. So make sure that's what you name the file right here, McQueen_RRC_Xmas. You're gonna want to copy this and make sure every instance of whatever character name you're editing is replaced with the new character. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna want to press save or Control S. Do that, and then there you go. Now it's saved. You're gonna want to head back to this folder, rename vince.json to McQueen_RRC_Xmas.json. And then now comes the very important part. After you've done this, you're going to want to head to that textures folder. You're going to want to change it from vince.textures to McQueen_RRC_Xmas.textures. And then you're going to want to go into it and then remove this icon and slap in the brand new icon you were given. And there you go. And then once you have done that, you're going to want to type in a brand new command. We just delete all this. You're going to want to type in OCT encode. Then you're going to want to type in -t once again. And then it's going to be McQueen_RRC_Xmas.json, because .json is the input file that you're going to want to turn into an OCT. And then this is the output file. You're going to want to output it as McQueen_RRC_Xmas.oct. And then boom, right here it says loading textures from McQueen_RRC_Xmas.textures, and then there you go. And there you go. You should have created the in-game icon that will appear. So now that we've done that, so we're going to want to head back to the car icons folder. You're going to want to open a terminal once again in this exact same directory, and you're going to want to turn this folder into a zip using C2DI tools. So you're going to want to type in Python -m C2DI tools. The Y command is always used for packing zips. You're going to do car icons as the input folder, and then car icons .zip as the output. And as you can see here, you might not notice a difference. However, now, if you check the time, the zip has been updated. As you can see, 12:23 p.m. and boom, 12:23 p.m. There you go. So you now have the zip here, and the in-game icon has now been updated. So what you're going to want to do now is head over to the UI.zip. So you're going to want to extract this. Extract UI.zip. If it has to replace, that's fine. It's only asking me to replace because I already have a folder present, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And then now you're going to want to you're going to want to close the previous two terminals. We do not need these anymore. You're going to want to close those. This part is going to be a little bit more complicated, so just pay a little bit more attention. Keep your eyes peeled just a little bit more. You're going to want to open a terminal in this directory, and this time, as you can see, there are no character icons, no character OCTs. Every character's icon is in this one file called caricons.oct. So if we decode this file, which I need to grab my offsetting exe one more time and paste it in this directory. So if we do this, if we decode this OCT, don't forget the -t, so it'll decode all the icons. But if we decode this OCT, we will see a folder outputting with all of the character icons in the game. So as you can see, we go into caricons.textures, UI, caricons, maps, and boom. Every character's icon is present in the game right here. So I have all of my Project Trilogy icons. I have all the base game icons, you know, from all those mods you can think of. So what you basically want to do now is just go back and place the McQueen RRC texture icon in here once again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, here it is. So that's all you need to do for this section. Just place in the missing icon here. And once you place the missing icon here, there's one more thing you need to do. You're going to want to edit the caricons.json. So this is where things are going to be a little bit more complicated. However, you just want to open it like the last one. And basically you want to scroll all the way down. And you're going to want to copy the last entry. Copy from this bracket up to here. Don't copy this one. So just copy up to there. Then you paste. Put a comma after this bracket. Remember, this is very similar to the lang or to the localization edits we did. Everything has to be separated by a comma except for the last one. So make sure you do that properly. And you also want to make sure, now that you've copied the final entry, that you rename it to 109 or whatever the next corresponding number is. Let's say texture 105 was the last texture here. You want to copy 105, paste it at the end, and then rename it to 106. And now this is basically the same process as last time. You're just going to want to rename whatever the character is that you copied to McQueen RRC Xmas, or whatever the character is that you want to add in. And boom, now you just save it. And there you go. You've basically implemented a brand new icon that'll show up in front end or in the garage, the select screen, wherever. So now that you've done that, we want to encode our caricons OCT again. So we're going to want to do the encode command, offsetting.exe OCT encode, -t once again. You're going to want to do caricons.json, since it is the input file, and then caricons.oct at the end because you are outputting as an OCT. You're going to want to press enter. So I just got an error right here. It says the system cannot find the file specified. I found the issue here. So it says right here, RCC. So make sure you don't make that little mistake I did. Make sure you do name everything properly. There we go. I fixed it, fixed the error, saved it. And now I should be able to encode it. And there you go. No error. Works perfectly fine now. And we're basically done here. All you have to do now is turn this UI folder back into a zip. Same way we did with the car icons folder. So you're going to want to go back, type in Python -m c2di tools y ui.zip. And boom, there you go. The zip has been updated, and if we open up Cars 2, we should see our brand new icon present in the game. Alright, now that we're in the game, you want to head over to your garage and you should see your brand new character icon. Or icons, however many you put in the game. You can see his icon has finally appeared, and now we just want to go in-game to see if his icon appears there. Alright, he's in-game. Let us see if his icon appears. If we did everything properly, his icon should appear, and boom, there you go, his icon has appeared. Oh, and I got the audio loop. That's very funny. But yeah, so hopefully this tutorial helped. I'm very glad to be helping you all with icons specifically, because icons has been a thing for basically months, maybe even years now, that people haven't really had much knowledge on. But I hope that this helped you increase your knowledge on Cars 2 modding. I hope this really helped, and I hope you put your own icons in the game and you managed to get it work perfectly fine. But like I say in every video, if you ever have any problems, if you ever need a little bit more assistance, a little bit more help, make sure to join the Cars 2 modding Discord, which is always linked in the description below. So yeah, hopefully this helped you put in your own icons in the game, helped you learn more about how the game works, and I will see you all in the next tutorial.